Good. How's it going for you?
It is going. It's been, I'm not gonna lie, kind of a whirlwind of a Sunday, but at the same time, like a good Sunday too, because now we're here and we're gonna be able to discuss grounding, which
Yeah.
is a subject that I am in desperate need of usually 90% of the time. So
And me too.
yeah. So I was excited. Actually, I saw there was a few people coming in on the side here already. I don't know what I just did. Okay, hold on. But so hopefully everyone's prepared to learn a little bit about grounding. Deedee and I have some info, and we have a very special treat at the very end of this one for you guys tonight.
Yeah. We have a quiz, so grab a paper and a pen, see how grounded you are.
So before we jump into saying hi, we're going to give people a little bit of time here. So when we say grounding, Deedee, to you personally, like what does that mean to you personally when we talk about grounding?
Well, for me, grounding would be like that sense of calm, the connection to nature, kind of like when in my dream world, it would be having dreams that kind of tell a good story and aren't like, you have ever had those dreams where they're all cut up and choppy and they're just like fragments of information?
Yes.
And I feel like that comes from not being grounded, just being all over the place in your mind. And so your mind's just like trying to put out all these fires. And I think that if you're more grounded or intentional when you go to bed, at least you try to ground before sleep, then I think you can have better dreams and more informative dreams that are actually going to help you, like try to solve one problem at a time, you know?
Yeah. No, oh, I love that. That makes sense. So it's just like that having like being in the flow, like being basically like being in your present moment, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how I feel with it. Like I feel like it's that. So like you know how like you can, you know, when they say when people say that they're more in their heads and they're more like in the clouds and that like so like that's usually where I am, right? So definitely a sign of being not grounded, right? But so for me, when I talk about being grounded, it's that finding that balance between like being in your head and being in that energetic realm and then being in the physical realm and sometimes that's really hard sometimes, especially like in today's society, like everything is like technological, like everything's on your phone or on a laptop and it like takes you, I feel like personally for me anyway, it really does take me away from the present moment of like that physical being somewhere. So I totally I 100% just get completely like lost sometimes when I'm on my phone or like on my laptop and like
that's a good point because like you said, when you're on your phone or something, are we actually anywhere?
Yeah, like
we're not actually anywhere. We're like
I feel like we're not really, right? We're not really even connected to ourselves in that moment.
No,
our energy out into the like I kind of like feel like it's like we're giving just like throwing it out there into the ether, like wherever the heck technology's taken us. Like we're not really, like which is
scary.
My goodness. But yes, I feel like we're kind of like on the same page, like just like that not balanced versus balanced kind of a thing. So like when we say grounded, we're becoming back to balance.
I agree.
Well, I found a few. Should I go over that before we say hi to everyone? Just give them a little moment.
Yeah.
So I did find a few websites where I was just trying to find like, is there a basic definition for grounding, right? Because like I feel like a lot of people have similar but different definitions for it. So I was like, all right, let me see. So I pulled just like a couple websites here. So baskinginthelight.com actually says that grounding is the practice of balancing your spiritual and your physical energies by connecting and anchoring with the earth, which makes a lot of sense because a lot of the techniques for grounding are involved with like either being outside or connecting visually with earth, right? So that makes a lot of sense. Totally. And then obviously, because I'm a tarot girl, so I had to look up a tarot website. So I have one more for you. The tarotguide.com actually explains it as the balance of mind, body, and soul, right? So, which is kind of what we were talking about. It's like when you are grounded, you're in touch with your spiritual self and you're feeling secure and stable, which is kind of a nice thing because it's taking that energetic realm and balancing out with the physical realm, which I thought was really nice because they weren't like completely involved in just the physicality of it. It's like the balance of both of them.
Right.
And it's like says that there's a sense of calmness and oneness with the earth as well, right? So, and everything in it. So like every part of the earth. So like me, you, the birds, the trees, like everything.
Yeah.
You feel like you're a part of it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I'd said that.
I do too. I like that. You're a part of it. We are a part of it. We actually remove ourselves from our natural
we do, which I think is so sad because it takes us away from so much beauty and like so many things that we miss out on, you know?
I think that's why people feel so lost. Like that's something that happens to me a lot. I hear a lot of people say, I feel like I was born in the wrong time, or I feel lost and stuff like that. And I do, if I just like really sit there and focus, I will usually just feel like lost. Like, what am I supposed to do? How should I feel? And that's probably fully being. And then when I'm outside doing something to ground, I don't have that feeling anymore. So
that's actually spot on for me too. Like there's a lot of times I'm like, what the heck? Like I don't feel like I belong anywhere half the time. Like,
yeah.
When I'm in a moment where I'm not grounded, that is the best way to describe how I'm feeling. Like I don't feel like I'm involved in anything, part of anything. Like,
yeah,
I just don't know where I belong. So wow. Right. Yeah, that's actually pretty spot on. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, all right. Shall we say hi to everyone before we continue?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. So I love this. Stacy, thank you for being first. Hello, Stacy. We have Mark Brown. Hey, Mark. Hope everything's going well.
Yeah.
Hello.
Not late.
Oh, I love that. You are not late, darling. You are not late. Michael Greer. Hey. Let's see. We have. Okay. Adam's here. We should be on the Awakening YouTube. If it's not, please let us know.
Oh, yeah, it says we are.
Okay. Hey, Eric. Hello. Courtney. Hey. Let's see. Then we have Lori. Let's see. And we're good. That's everybody for now. Hopefully a couple more people come in. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get too into this, so if we do end up running a little late, I just want to let you know at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, please make sure you go check out Pac-Man Paranormal. They are on tonight at 8 p.m. They're an amazing team, amazing people. Definitely, if you've never checked them out before, I definitely recommend you go check them out.
Yeah.
And I will. Funny. They're such sweet people. I had the opportunity to meet them in person not that long ago, and it was such an amazing experience. Just very kind and very open-minded, very open-hearted people, and it's nice to see that in society, that there are still people out there like that.
Right.
Yeah, because like sometimes I lose faith in people, and then I run into people like them, and I'm like, okay, things are still good.
Yeah. Yeah, I could totally relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put their link on the side. If you guys want to go check them out, then please make sure you go do so. I hope I'm still here because my computer just completely glitched. So hopefully I'm still
really
here.
Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
We have some comments.
Ooh.
Adam says it's interesting how easy it is for me to see who's lost in this world because I once was lost. Now I've been found. Do you have to tell us how?
Wasn't that nice? It's a nice thing to like know that like, so that's one of those things like when people have gone through struggles and when people have experienced like, and that's why I feel like a lot of people that have harder times in life or harder like moments tend to be those people that are more willing to help people or that want to get into the healing practices because they understand it. And I think that goes right along with what you're saying, like, because you understand it, you know how to pick that up in other people and try to help them.
Yeah.
So okay, we're talking about grounding, right? So like, how do you know when you need grounding, right? It's like I found, and I'll go through these. I'll try not to take too much time on these, but I did find a list of like about 14 things. So I'll go, they're not all big. So I'll go through them really fast. Of like how you know when you need some grounding, right? Because like, if you're not used to it. So like some of these are I might not hit on all of them. Some of them are kind of similar. And you can always Google these. You can always look things up on your own too. So this is just like a short list, right? Obviously not all inclusive. So here here we go. You guys want to find out some of the reasons, like some of the signs that you need some grounding?
Yeah, I do.
I was shocked by some of these, actually. I was like, oh, okay, check that one off for me. Feeling like you're floating, but like not in a good way. Like, I don't know about you, but I've definitely experienced this. Like thinking like, what the heck? Like I always say it's kind of like feeling like you're high, but without like the fun part of being high. Like you're just connected to things. So if you're feeling like that, this one I thought was interesting because it kind of rolls into the dream aspects too, like feeling like the spirit world is invading your sleep.
So interesting.
Yeah, I don't like, especially because like you deal with dreams a lot. Do you ever feel like, are there moments where you feel like maybe sometimes the spirit world's kind of like overpowering your nighttime? Like instead of dreaming, you're actually connecting to things from another realm kind of?
Yeah, I've had those experiences. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I have to connect it to being grounded.
Yeah. And then, well, you figure like, and that's too, like you're in a different realm, right? So that would take you out of the physical realm, which makes sense. General clumsiness. This is me. I drop things. I bounce off of things all the time.
So do I. All the time.
All of the time. Forgetfulness and feeling scattered, like, which makes sense because like if your energy's everywhere, there's no way that you are focused. Right? So that makes sense.
It's doing too much. Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten this one already and I didn't realize, like I should have known, but I didn't realize like that lightheadedness and feeling shaky. Like I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
And this one I found interesting because I can attest that I've done this. Finding yourself engaging in easy distractions to avoid both your tasks and your looping thoughts all the time. All the freaking time. Being tired and wired at the same time. How many of you on the side have done this? You're tired, but at the same time your brain's too active that you can't fall asleep. Finding it difficult to complete projects and you're jumping from one thing to another. So like your mind's kind of like an overdrive, right? So like you got all of these projects started, but you really have nothing finished. So that's another sign of needing grounding because you're literally your energy everywhere, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? Yeah. Feeling restless and disconnected and discontented with your surroundings, with the people around you, yourself. Yeah, this one's a big one for me. And this kind of, I feel like plays into that where you feel like you were born into like the wrong era or you don't belong anywhere, right? Like that's, I feel right into that. And then this last one, this is the last one I'm going to bring up. This I found, I didn't realize that this was part of not being grounded because mess in general. Like when things get messy, I freak out because I'm not focused, right? So like makes sense to me completely.
Oh yeah.
How many times have I ripped apart my closet or like my living area and just like rearranged it and then I feel better, I feel connected, right? So it says whether it's a messy desktop or a bedroom, our outer world reflects our inner world, which makes sense then, right?
It does.
So if you're scattered inside, of course you're going to have clutter and you're going to have scatter all over the place, which I found really interesting.
Yeah. And you end up not being able to find anything, which causes more stress. Yeah. It's kind of a buildable thing. It just keeps building.
Right? Yeah. It just like builds on top of itself. It's one of those things like until you realize the pattern and you stop it, like that can snowball so quickly.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's the same for me. Like dishes, if my kitchen isn't clean, and I hate doing dishes. So it's like, what, do you suffer through it or do you put it off? And the longer I put it off, I find that I can't get anything done because they're not done. I can't focus on anything because it's in the back of my head. It needs to be done. So I've learned that just do it. It's like 20 minutes and then you'll be good for the day.
Same way. Like there's certain rooms for me, like it's in front of the door, the bathroom, my bedroom, and the kitchen, because those are where like those are energetic hotspots, right? Like your doorway is like you're either, if it's cluttered, you're not inviting fresh energy. So if it's open, you're inviting abundance. Your kitchen is creativity. Your bedroom is kind of like your area for like your peace, your grounding, right? Yeah. And then your bathroom is, it's like for bathrooms for me, like you spend a lot of time there because you're getting ready for your day or you're getting ready for your evening. So you're shedding a lot of energy in those spots.
Yeah, cleansing.
Right? Yeah. So like if you're not on top of it, there's like some bad juju floating around. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, I never thought about that, about how each room has its own energy field and how it being messy really, oh boy.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things that I've always freaked out. And then I found a couple of different websites that they explain it. Like they break it down, like why your energy is a certain way in certain rooms. And it's because of what you do.
Yeah.
Well, that makes so much sense.
Totally. It does.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what is this?
I was just going to click that up too. I love that. I go to our crystal room and meditate to ground myself.
I am so excited. You have a crystal room. I love.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I want to see a picture of that. That's very inspirational.
Amazing tool for grounding, right? Because crystals are straight from the earth. Like amazing grounding tools. Absolutely.
Yeah. Crystals is one definitely for me.
Yeah. So I feel like I definitely had, like, when we were going through this, right? When we were doing the research for this, I was like, wow, I didn't realize there are so many moments where I'm like, WTF in my life, where I'm like, oh, it is literally because I'm not grounded.
Yeah. And I think most people aren't,
Yeah. Like I literally had a moment, and this might've been like, it was a couple weeks ago. I was at work and like I literally could not focus on a single thing. The background noises were super loud. I was just like, I ended up having like this massive panic attack. And like, so I got home, I was like, I got permission from my supervisor to work from home. So I was like, okay, I packed everything up, apologized to my crew. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm going to come work from home. Got set up. And I just took a couple deep breaths and like just being by myself for those couple of minutes and like focusing on the moment was a game changer. And then like, so now doing all this, I'm like, I was literally just completely disconnected, completely ungrounded, and having to come home, having that space for myself completely regrounded me. And it was one of those things like I could totally relate to our research with that moment for myself.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Cause I find that sometimes when I feel ungrounded, at least I have to go outside, but sometimes if I just drive away from my house, so I don't know what that says, I feel better just leaving the house. And because I'm now changing, and see, for me, a car is always like, there's so much opportunity when you're driving a car. You literally could go anywhere, right? So you have the freedom, a sense of freedom to move about. So that helps me even if I just drive around the block and come back or something, it's a way to like remove yourself from the space. But now that you said all that about the different rooms, I'm going to need that chart and have to really,
oh my gosh,
about decorating and everything.
Oh yeah. Like there's this whole thing. We'll have to talk then after the show, but so the driving thing makes sense because you're moving energy too. You're not staying in one spot. You're not being stagnant. You're moving. So it's like a way of almost like energetic little like fingers grabbing away whatever is like stuck to you kind of thing. Yeah. Which makes sense. Yeah. Totally makes sense. I love that. I've definitely found myself going on drives just to like clear my head. You know what I mean? Like just like remove yourself from whatever so that you can become, I guess that is like a grounding technique, right? Like just
it must be.
Focus. Yeah. Absolutely.
Huh. Yeah. Sometimes we do things naturally and we don't even realize that we're using these different techniques that have, that are been around forever.
Yeah. And I love that how like we just naturally know that, okay, this is what we need, even if we're not like we don't know that our body's doing it or that our subconscious is doing that for us. Yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Rum works wonders. I just got the last part. Yeah.
No joke. So he and I have had a few conversations. Like I am not grounded most of the time. And like, I pick up on other people's stuff, like the whole 9 yards. And he's given me a few tips and tricks involving like the Florida water and coconuts and dead serious. It works. He's there's no lie there. He's so spot on with that.
That's awesome.
Oh, was this from Eric? What is this? Right? Okay. Yeah, seriously. No, I feel that. And we work at the same spot. Like, we work at the same place too. So like it's a stressful environment, like an amazing place to work. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. We have an amazing place to work, but it's a stressful environment. So like, any kind of ungrounding mixed with stress is just, it's. Yeah. Oh, Sandy. Hey, Sandy. All right. So, Deedee, do you have any benefits of grounding for?
Yeah. So now we know we need to be. What are the benefits? So I did a little research too. And so the benefits I got 5. One is mental and emotional stability, because so maybe you're, feeling well mentally, but emotionally you're not. Like, it's a little bit different. So grounding helps in managing stress and anxiety, promoting a sense of calm and stability. It allows you to remain centered and focused even in challenging situations, because a lot of times people feel grounded when everything's going well, but how do you feel when things are going really badly? Because I mean, it happens to everyone. Things happen.
Yeah, no, it does.
2 was improved decision making. When you're grounded, you're better able to think clearly and make rational decisions. It prevents impulsive reactions and helps you evaluate situations more thoroughly. Even like something as simple as like shopping, impulse buying. You buy a bunch of stuff and you're like, how did I spend all this money?
Retail therapy, that can be like, when you're not like, if you're not in tune with yourself, that gets dangerous really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that problem with Amazon.
Yeah. Me, it's the subscription boxes. I love, like, they get me. I'm like, that's why I stay off of Instagram a lot, because they really torment me with shopping there.
But like, how fun because it gets like a little gift.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
So enhanced relationships, being grounded improves your interactions with others. It allows you to communicate more effectively, listen actively, and respond with empathy and understanding, fostering healthier relationships. Yeah, because if you're not having, like, it's another snowballing thing, right? If you're not having good relationships, and everything else starts to fall apart too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And if you're not grounded, you're not thinking straight with things, right? So then you might misconstrue what everyone else around you is either talking about or trying to convey to you, and you could blow up for no. Oh yeah, like been there, totally done that.
Oh yeah,
not proud.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. All. Yeah, yeah. Somebody posts something, and everybody, and thinks it's about them, and it really has something to do with somebody who's not even on the internet.
Oh yeah, totally. And it happens. Yeah. It happens to a lot of people, and I don't think like. If you take that minute to stop and think, and you're like, oh yeah, but like if you're just all over the place and you're just reactionary, right?
Yeah. Well, do you feel like social media is a way to become ungrounded?
I really do, because I feel like it's this thing that like sucks you in, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting so involved in other people's dramas and other people. Yeah. You're not even paying attention to like, what does it actually mean to you? Does it matter to you? Like 9 times out of 10, it's going to have absolutely no consequences unless you let it have consequences. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Oh no, I follow dramas. There's perfectly posh drama. Like there's paradrama, but then there's also perfectly posh drama.
Is there really?
And because I was in a group, and then the group turned into a hate group really quick, and I didn't even know what happened.
Oh my God! And like it happened in the blink of an eye.
I got sucked into reading like people's posts, and I'm like, okay, I just need to leave the group because this isn't good for me.
It's like one of those things you can't help. Like everyone loves a good train. Like, and this sounds going to sound horrible, but everyone loves a good train wreck, right? Like if it's happening, you can't help but like get involved with it.
Yeah, there's just something. Yeah,
but it does. It takes away from your here and now. It takes away from your present moment, because you're spending energy where it doesn't necessarily need to go.
Yeah. Well, you're really taking on their bad energy. I mean, it's a very negative. I mean, to sit there and take the time to try to tear another person apart on social media, even if it's within a group, they're putting a lot of energy into that, and then you're absorbing that energy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
If you think you're having fun, in the end, you're going to be like needing a cleanse.
But here's the thing too. And I think we've talked about this before, like what you're involved in, what you wrap yourself, like, so you're basically wrapping the bad juju around you, the bad energy, whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to attract more of the same crap that you're getting involved with. So like, if you're like getting excited or getting involved with some drama, that's going to start pulling your own dramas into your life. Like that's going to start.
I think so.
Like just not even, not maybe tragic, but like misfortune, like just not good situations, not good energy is going to start like accumulating unless you can break that off.
Because I think that we change our energy when we do that.
Oh yeah.
And then they say you attract whatever you're putting out. So you can't even help that you're putting out that energy, and it's just coming right back at you.
Just from something. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, just from being on the internet thinking it's innocent, but
but like really, like you're getting involved in something and you're getting sucked in. And have you ever had those moments where like all of a sudden you have that moment of clarity and you're looking around you and you're like, what the heck is even like, why am I even involved in this? Like, I feel like it's almost like yourself saying, hey, like, it's time, like, get away.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. Okay. So number 4, physical health benefits. Grounding techniques such as spending time in nature or practicing mindfulness can have positive effects on your physical health. They can reduce blood pressure, improve sleep, and boost overall well-being. And I totally believe that.
That makes sense though, right? Because I feel like your energetic body, your energy completely interacts with your physical, right? So like if you're all over the place, if you're not connected, your whole body's going to be out of whack, right? And then, totally makes sense. And then like the more you're in nature, the more you're balanced. So the more your body's going to react to that, your everything like hormones, immune system, everything's going to start balancing out with you then if you're balanced. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, it does. I mean, it reduces stress. It when you connect to nature, you appreciate nature. So you're having a form of gratefulness, right? For the moment, the shade, the sun on your face, whatever it is,
Used to. It's so funny. So like when I lived with my parents and stuff, it wasn't necessarily a great situation, right? So and those were times where I would do a lot of hiking. I would do a lot, like it was, and I remember just in those moments, just how just amazing it felt to be a part of something, right? Like just standing on a mountain or standing next to a waterfall and just being, you're right. It's like that whole, the gratitude, the just balance. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I need to start hiking and doing that more for a while.
Yeah, there's so many cool places, everywhere in the world where you can, find a path to hike on. So
I love this comment.
There's lots of yard pets. Yeah. So we do too. It's fun to like just sit outside and watch all the creatures that do. We have like lizards and birds, and it's fun to see them, tootle around.
So my brother moved to Georgia, and like, so I live in Pennsylvania. Lizards aren't necessarily a thing in Pennsylvania, like not like wild, right? Like you only see pet store in Pennsylvania. He moved to Georgia, and he's showing me these pictures. Like there's this little lizard that like lives like right next to their patio outside. So like every morning when he's drinking his coffee, he goes out and he talks to this lizard, and I'm like, that is the cutest thing in the entire universe to me.
And they're so cool. And when they do push-ups, it's either a way of them showing like their authority, or it's kind of like their mating dance. So if you see them doing the push-ups, they're either like scared or they're excited.
That's so funny. I didn't even know that they did that.
It's so funny because we have probably about 5 lizards that live in our yard, and there's 2 black ones, and the other ones are like the kind of gray color, and they're cool.
Oh, sweeties. I love that. I can't wait. Like I'm going up to Georgia in July to visit my brother. So I'm hoping I finally get to see this little lizard that's living. Yeah. It'll be fun.
Totally.
Such a foreign concept to me.
All right, last one. Increased resilience. Grounded individuals are more resilient in the face of adversity. They can adapt to changes and setbacks more effectively, maintaining a positive outlook and a proactive approach to problem solving. So, I mean, that's a huge one.
Yes, that is huge. It makes you... it just overall a very well-balanced person can make better decisions. It makes sense, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, and you see people that are able to do that. And I mean, I don't think anybody could ever be 100% balanced. Some people are more balanced in certain areas.
Yeah.
Some people, I think, have learned. I think what it is you just learn that when you become unbalanced, you need to step away for a minute, figure out what's wrong, kind of like everything else.
Right.
Step back for a minute, figure out what's wrong, kind of cleanse, reboot,
It's that finding that little thread of like, okay, when you're starting to become like just figuring out when. I feel is like if you're able to catch yourself and bring yourself back. Yeah. The more you do that, I feel like those are the people, at least that I've witnessed, that have taken that time to work on figuring out how they're becoming unbalanced and like catching it and pulling themselves. But those are the ones that are like, they're like little yogis. Like they figure it out and they're just like, boom. And I'm like, how do you do that? But you're right. It's practice. It is just like taking that time and working on yourself.
Yeah. Everything's like that. You have to work on it.
Oh. Now, guys, does being grounded, does that sound good to all of you on the side here? Because I don't know about you, but it sounds like I want to work on my practices a little bit more. I want to really
Yeah,
hard
me
being
too.
grounded. It sounds so nice. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. We do have a quiz if everybody
Yeah.
wants to test how grounded they are, because some people
Yes.
think they're grounded. Let's see. Are you really grounded or not?
I am so
So,
excited for this. I want
so
to
you guys
see.
have to write down the letter of which choice you pick, because at the end you can add it up and there's like a chart that tells you how grounded you are. So you need a pen or your phone
Yes.
or something.
So guys, we're going to give you like 1 minute. Grab a pen or a pencil, something to write on, and a piece of paper, or you can use the notepad in your phone, whatever you need to do. You need to keep track of this. This is going to be so fun, and I'm so excited for this. Oh, what is this? I also, so my other chakras and forgot to focus. That is so important. So your root chakra is definitely responsible for your ability to ground. So it is your lower chakras, right? I think it's your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus are like the three major, you're grounded, your more physical chakras, right? And then your root chakra actually, it like energetically goes down. Like you have chakras in your feet that connect to your root chakra. So like when you're pulling energy up from the earth all the time. So if that's blocked, you have a big problem because you're not grounded. Yeah.
Wow. And like how many times a day or a week do people go outside, barefoot?
That is one thing. I am one of those totally like, and people freak out because I like being barefoot. Like I don't like shoes. Like I like being able to touch the earth. But yeah, total benefit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is this?
All right. Sam's got her paper and her pen.
Okay, good. All right. So we're good. What is this?
Huh.
Oh, yeah, I feel that. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'll pop up the first question. So there's 10 questions.
Okay.
So your first one is, how often do you practice mindfulness or meditation? Do you do it daily, several times a week, occasionally, rarely, or never?
Ooh.
I'd say for me, it's several times a week, not daily. I'd like to say daily, but I mean, I don't even journal my dreams daily. So
yeah, no, I would love to say, yeah, but several times a week for me as well. Absolutely.
all right. So I'll give you guys, how long should I give them?
Let's see. I think we should
be able to answer it pretty easily.
Yeah, we don't need to take too much time on these.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to read that one?
Oh, yes. So when faced with a difficult decision, how do you typically approach it? A, I consider both logical reasoning and intuition. B, I rely mostly on logical reasoning. C, I rely mostly on my gut feeling or intuition. Or D, I find decision-making challenging and often procrastinate. Ooh.
I feel like I'm a C. I guess I should write these down.
Yeah. I didn't either. I didn't even start to either. I feel like for me, I literally will bounce between C and D. Because there are times where I'm like, I don't want to make the decision. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I have those moments where I struggle with decision making really bad.
I did for a really long time, but when I did that dream study, I tend to make decisions. I make the decision. But I was listening to a podcast and there was a psychiatrist talking, and she said that the worst thing you can do is not make a decision at all. It's better to make a bad decision. That's what she said. I mean, I guess it depends on the bad decision, rather than no decision. And I mean, I'm sure that's being based on making decisions that are not crazy. Like, should I murder someone? That's not the type of decision they're talking about.
That's a whole other level of decision making.
Yeah. But like, should I go left or right? And then you just park your car and don't go anywhere because you don't know what to do.
It's just better to make a decision.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I guess, are you guys gonna post what you get on the side? Or
I see some people are. I love this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see. How would you describe your relationship with nature? I feel deeply connected to nature and spend time outdoors regularly. B, I appreciate nature, but don't actively seek out experiences in it. C, I rarely spend time in nature or feel a connection to it. And D, I don't have much interest in nature. I'm an A on that one.
Oh, I'm an A also. Adam cracks me up. Did you see his comment?
Note to self, don't drive with Deedee.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, see, yep, Sam's big A on that one too. Yep.
All right, let's see. Okay, go ahead.
In stressful situations, what helps you the most? A, taking deep breaths and staying present in the moment. B, finding a practical solution to the problem. C, talking to someone for emotional support. Or D, avoiding the situation until I feel calmer. Ooh,
That's a hard one.
that is a hard one. I almost feel like that's almost situationally like dependent upon the situation.
It is for me too, yeah, because sometimes if it's something that's not huge but bothersome, it would be A. If it's something really bad, I will like step away. So sometimes it's good to step away from something and come back to it later if you can't, if you're too emotional about it, you know.
That is one of those things that I've learned over time, like for me personally, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm very reactionary. Like for me, like I'll react and then like later I regret it horribly. So stepping away and like taking a breath. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I do like email, because like when you would argue with someone in person, you could say stuff, but in email you could type it out and be like, oh no, that's stupid. And you can go back.
You can't read it and you're like,
take it out.
Man. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to go.
Which one to pick?
I'm going to go with A, just because as I'm learning to like I take that deep breath and ask myself, like, do I really want to jump into what I think I want to jump into? So
I'm going to say A too, because that's what I try to do. I'm certainly not B. I want to find a practical solution, but that's not my first thing I do.
I would love to be able to do that, but me in the present moment, no, doesn't work.
And sometimes I don't talk to people. Sometimes I keep it in, and then I make phone calls. As Dani knows.
Oh my God, been there, done that.
All right, let's see.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Stacey. I like this.
Yeah, no, totally.
That too. Oh, that was for the nature. Okay. Yeah. So, am I reading it? I forgot now.
This one's yours.
Okay. How do you handle criticism or feedback? A, I listen openly and consider it as a learning opportunity. B, I defend my position and find it hard to accept. C, I take it personally and feel hurt by it. D, I avoid situations where I might receive criticism.
Ooh. I personally teeter between A and C. Depending on the person.
I think I'm kind of like C, D, but then I move up after like sitting with it. I'll move up to A and realize that this, you know, like we were saying, it depends on who's saying it to you and what their intention is. But if somebody's intending to be helpful, it hurts, but they're doing you a favor in the long run if they're telling you, well, you know, this is garbage what you're doing.
Yeah. Like, especially when it's like a loved one or a friend or someone that you trust.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Somebody who has your best interest. Yeah.
Yes. Like, it never feels good to be like told, hey, you're not doing something the way you maybe should be doing it. You know, like it always hurts. But like when you listen to the person that has your best interests in mind, it makes sense. And you can see it from another perspective. But if it's a complete stranger or someone who's just being an a-hole to be an a-hole, like that hurts core. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this and I agree. Oops. Hi. Depends on the criticism. Yeah.
Yes, Adam, I agree for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, what role does routine play in your life? A, it provides structure and stability that I appreciate. B, I prefer flexibility and spontaneity over routines. C, I struggle with maintaining routines consistently. D, I find routines boring and limiting. Oh, I love routines. I love structure. So,
Me too.
A.
Yeah.
I love having those moments of being able to be spontaneous, but like on the daily, if it's like your normal
Yeah.
every day, like, yeah, I like having, okay, this is what I know I need to do. Like that just helps.
Right. You know what to expect. And then
Yeah.
you can be spontaneous sometimes because
Yeah.
everything else is secure.
Right. Yeah. Like my weekends can be spontaneous as all heck, no problem. But like during the week, during my normal week, yeah, I need a little bit of a routine. I'm not gonna lie. Like I kind of fall apart when I don't have it. I don't know if that's good
Yeah.
or bad. Whatever that is, it's just I know how I am with that.
Yeah. What did Adam say? Or are they laughing at the?
Oh,
Was someone saying hi from the International Space Station? Is that what the?
oh my goodness, I love it.
Sam is a C.
Okay.
That's because you have so much going on. All right.
Oh, thanks because of kitties, Mike. Oh.
When was it? Is it me?
Yes.
When was the last time you disconnected from technology for an entire day? No phone, internet, TV, etc. I'm D. I don't think I have ever gone an entire day since like 19 when did the computers come into our homes? 1997. I'm either working, using the telephone,
Oh man.
TV. I'll take social media breaks. That's not too bad, but just to not have any
Like
technology.
completely disconnect. Have I? I've gone camping. And it's just been years, like years ago. Because I used to really dig like camping trips where you rough it, right? Like
Yeah.
nothing. Those were very relaxing. Oh my gosh, they
Yeah.
were so nice. But yeah, I can't remember the last time that I did that. So it's been a long, long time. Years.
Yeah. I
So
think
yeah.
everybody's D. Hospital, oh, but Mike was in the hospital.
Oh,
He was forced. No TV though? You didn't have a TV in the hospital?
oh man.
There's no TV either.
I know I
But
just
if I
had to
put
be
down the phone, then I put on the TV.
the hospital. Like I was literally just there Thursday. I had to go to the hospital for a procedure, and like they make you like scrub down, do all this stuff. Like you have to be totally like sanitized, right? And then you
Yeah.
get there, they make you do these wipes, right? And then like they're like, oh yeah, but you can have your phone. Your phone's so gross and dirty, and it just blew me away.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you made me do this entire routine to get here, and I'm allowed to touch my phone now. So.
Okay. So what's everybody saying? I
Oh,
could say A
okay.
because I took my kids. Oh.
Oh, Sam. Oh, that's so nice. I'm glad you had to
That's
have that. I'm
good.
glad you had that opportunity. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh, so
You don't
Michael
have a
did
channel
have,
guide.
but yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
8.
Okay. Oh, this one mine? Okay.
Yeah.
How often do you engage in physical activities or exercise? So A, several times a week, B, once a week, C, occasionally, or D, rarely or never. Never. A for me.
I'm an A.
Yeah.
I like will swim or do something.
Yeah. Definitely walking Leo counts sometimes because I'll take him
Oh
for a
yeah.
long walk. Like we have at the very end of the road, we have like a farm, and I'm like, let's go see the cows, and he like gets all
Oh
excited.
cool.
Yeah, so I'll do that, and then yoga I do a couple times a week. So
Yeah.
I love this. Do you see this?
All right. 'Right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's see. All right. 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 Let's see. 9. When you face uncertainty about the future, how do you cope with it? A, I focus on what I can control and take things one step at a time. B, I worry a lot about what might happen. C, I try to ignore it and focus on the present. D, I feel overwhelmed and unsure how to proceed.
Ooh.
I actually kind of go with A, because I will sit down and start writing down lists of like what bills I have to pay, what I have to do. And so that helps me kind of have it on paper to see. And I think that goes back to that being organized and knowing what's going to happen. So
yeah. No, I think like if I had to pick one, A, yeah. Yeah, like just focusing on what you can actually do and then just kind of rolling with what everything else. I just saw a comment. I can't. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to mute myself for a second.
All right. So, okay, this is the last one.
Okay. Oh, am I reading this one or are you reading this one?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. How would you describe your overall stress levels on a daily basis? A, generally low. I handle stress well. B, moderate. I have some stress but manage it. C, high. I'm often feel overwhelmed and anxious. Or D, very high. Stress significantly impacts my daily life. Ooh. I'm gonna say between B and C for me, actually.
I'd say I'm between C and D, but I do like have some management. So I'm going to go with C. Yeah, no control over the next minute into the future. Control is an illusion. I agree with that. And that's a hard concept to kind of wrap your mind around. But when you do, it really helps to realize that all you have is this exact moment. So
yeah, I mean, initially thinking of that can be overwhelming and terrifying, but like once you actually sit with it, it's like, okay, I've lived this long,
yeah.
and yeah, okay,
right,
so, yeah.
And why not? And why? Because I was watching a thing where people are always talking about people are planning for the future. When next week this, and next year that, and 5 years from now this, and it's like, yeah, but what about the right now? Where is there some enjoyment?
Yeah.
In some little moment. And like my biggest thing is like there's so many things that are free. So it's not a money thing, We all have the opportunity to see the sunrise and the sunset.
Absolutely.
The full moon, the new moon,
yeah.
Grass somewhere. There's got to be a park somewhere or a bird somewhere, like some form of nature that's
Absolutely.
a tree or something, So it's not always about, money, because I know there are things you can buy, but there's also things you can grow your own spices in the windowsill and create your own potions and things,
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, you can find ways around having to spend money or to dive into like serious situations. Yeah. Sam, I love you.
All right. So did everybody answer? So when you do, you give yourself, you rate it this way. So A, you get 3 points for each A, 2 points for the B, 1 point for the C, and 0 points for the D.
Wow.
And you got to total it up.
Damn. 0 points for the D. Well, okay.
Huh. I got no B's. That's interesting.
Really? Oh, I have 2.
Yeah. All right. Benadryl is your friend. Oh, God. For her or the kids?
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Isn't that like that makes you crazy, right? Like that knocks you out.
Yeah.
So like I did 2 different scores. So there were like 2 different times where I was like between 2 different So I did 2 different scores. So like my score is a 20 and a 17.
So you're somewhere between 17 and 20. That makes sense. All right. So if you guys want to post your scores up there, feel free. And then I'll go to the next. So this is how you total up. I was 21, so I'm moderately grounded.
Wait.
So did anybody get 25 to 30? I'd like to know. Oh, Sam got 26. Michael got 25. Look at these guys.
Holy cow.
Eric got 24.
Michael. Damn. I'm impressed. That's awesome.
I am too.
Damn. Sam, you did not. 26? I commend you, woman. I love that.
Yeah. Dang. Did anybody, well, you might not want to admit it. No, so did anybody go 0 to 9?
There are some days where I feel like I am between that 0 and 9. I'm not going to lie.
Me too. Oh, 26 and 24.
And 24. All right.
Wow. So you guys did good.
But between the 24. 2 of you, though, you balance each other out, right? I like that.
Yeah. So they're at 25.
Yes. Together they are 25. Oh, my goodness.
Huh.
I love this. I love that people. Okay, so like, there's a lot of moderately to highly grounded people in there. I mean,
yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense for the topic and the whole.
And what I go between what's somewhat grounded and moderately grounded. It makes sense. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I think I do too. I'm only highly grounded for like a moment in time.
Oh yeah,
and then I lose it.
If I go a whole. I'm telling you the truth. I don't think I go an entire day being highly grounded, like ever. Ever. Oh, that's awesome. Aw. Sam and Adam are grounded besties.
So did everybody get that?
I don't know. I think that quiz was very fun and very informative.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you have something too to share.
Oh, I do. So with my spread, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I have, so we're not going to like pull anybody for this, but I did want to share it. So anyone who has like a tarot deck, and you could do this with any kind of divination deck. It doesn't have to be a tarot deck. And I'll make sure I'll post this on Divination with Dani later so that everyone can see it. But there is this amazing spread to figure out how you can get grounded in the moment, right? So you pull five different cards, and as you're pulling the card, you think of the different I can't think of the word, but I'm going to read them to you. So like when you pull card 1, you're going to think, as you're pulling, how can I ground myself in this moment? And then you'll put down card 1. And then you'll pull for card 2, something that I need to release that is no longer serving me. So this is kind of like one of those, it's letting you know what's keeping you ungrounded, if that makes sense. And then 3 is why this release will help me ground myself. So this is giving you, okay, this is what you need to let go. And then this is why it's important that you let it go, which is really nice because it helps you find that well-rounded, okay, like there's an explanation there, right? Which is really nice. Yeah. And then 4 is how can I better listen to my inner knowing? And 5 is a tip to help me remain present in the in moving forward. So I did this for myself this morning. Actually pulled one for Deedee too, and it was just fun. And I shared her.
Yeah,
that's her, so she can do what she wants with it. I'm not gonna say anything to that one, but like for me. So when I pulled the first card, I was like, okay. So I struggle, and I'll just go real quick through. I'm not gonna get too deep into this, but like I struggle with, like we were talking about, like feeling like I belong somewhere or feeling like I fit in, right? So that's something I've always struggled with. And so for me, how can I ground myself in this moment is just realizing I have so much to be grateful for, realizing that I do have this amazing support group in my friends and like the family members that I do connect with. Like there's this very rich support group and this very amazing, like I have built this amazing life around myself, and I'm not grateful for it the way I probably should be. So like focusing on what I do have will help me become grounded, and it helps me pull into my present moment, right? Which makes sense.
Yeah.
So something that I need to release that is no longer serving me. And it's funny because like Ace of Wands, you would think, oh, that's like very forward movement, that's action. But also too, that can also mean in like if you read reverses or if you read like the negatives of the cards, this could be like you feel like you're missing opportunities, or like, so wands are very fire based, so like you're very fiery, and like I always, like I even said earlier, like I'm very reactionary, right? So this is like needing to let go of those moments of feeling like you're not involved, feeling like you've missed an opportunity, or that reactionary, like I need to work on letting that go because that's what's holding me back from being grounded, which completely makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So why letting go of that is going to help me was the Nine of Pentacles. And this is a woman who's in her garden. She's very feeling her power, right? So it's like that reminding yourself of what you do have, reminding yourself that you are a powerful, very resilient, very independent person. So like there are times where if I'm not focused on the present moment, or if I'm focused on, I think I missed out on something, I'm not realizing, you know, everything that I've done, everything that I've worked on and where I am in my life, which is a really good place. Actually, it's not a bad place at all. So that makes sense for me, for my card.
Yeah.
4 was how can I better listen for my inner knowing? 7 of Cups. So 7 of Cups is like scattered, right? Like there's all these things, right? Like all these things that you can choose from. It's overwhelming. It's just funny because it is like that moment of being ungrounded, like you're all over the place, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing the 7 of Cups always points to get through the overwhelming, to get through the not knowing how to choose things, is to listen to your heart center, to listen to your higher self. So how can I better listen to my inner knowing is just following my heart center, listening to my higher self, because I will always guide myself in the right direction if I tune in, if I listen, right? So totally makes sense. Absolutely. I was like, oh my God. I was like, holy crap. Okay, this is way more on the mark than I realized.
Yeah.
And then for me, the tip to help me remain present in the moment, it literally goes back to my card 1. So judgment is the ending of an old life and the beginning of a new life. So it's a cutting a cord. It's a releasing of things that no longer serve, and being present and open for those opportunities. So if I'm grateful for everything, like, right, my card 1's like being grateful for what I have. So if I can stop all of the over worrying, all of the, oh my gosh, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. If I can cut those cords and just be open for opportunity, it totally links back into my card 1. So it was just a very well-rounded reading for myself. And so this is one of those things that you can do if you have a tarot deck or an oracle deck or something. You can think of these different cues as you're pulling the cards, and they will tell a story for you. And like as you're reading your own story, just realize that you're opening yourself up to what you need to release and like what's going to benefit you. And just sit with the cards until the story comes to life for you. It might not be instantly, but like just sit with it. It's like a meditative tarot spread, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
I was really impressed when I found this. I was like, wow. And it works, because I was like, wow, that's dead on for me. I was so excited.
But the one you did for me totally made sense too.
I was so excited when I shared that. When you responded, I was like, oh my gosh, good. I'm glad it makes sense to her, because like it's so exciting when like things work with you, with your energy, and you can read it and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So like I said, I'll make sure this goes up on the Divination with Dani page so that anyone who wants to try it, you have an opportunity. Just jump over there and you can find all the cues. And I think I'll try to figure out, I found this on a website initially, so I'll drop the shout out for them too if you want to check out their page then also. But yeah, I love that, because tarot is one of those things where, and this is like for any kind of energy work, like tarot is working with energy, right? And so is like Reiki, like all of the different energy modalities, or what, there's a word that I'm not hitting on right now, but it's anytime you're working with energy, you have the ability to disconnect and become ungrounded. So like finding ways, especially within energy work itself, to become regrounded is very nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's another way, like if you do like dream interpretations or any kind of like spiritual work like that, when it doesn't seem to be flowing anymore and you don't feel it, that means it's time to I kind of feel like it's time to cleanse and then ground. I feel like it's both, kind of.
Absolutely. And I feel like cleansing and grounding they go hand in hand a lot more than people realize. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think so too. Let's
I
see. I guess I could cover really quick how it relates to dreams. See what I said. I always prepare ahead of time. Yeah, it's kind of like what I said before. When you're grounded, your dreams are less confusing and scattered. The stories told have purpose and lessons. So I feel like that's as far as like if you're just somebody who's even having a bunch of choppy dreams and they're very chaotic, or you only remember little fragments, but normally you have better stories, and that probably could be a sign that you need to ground. And I feel like for dreaming, setting dream intentions is a good way to ground, because you're focused on what you want to either work on or dream about. And so that's like a form of meditation. And I've created a bunch of meditations. And it's different. Like you can try to use one to set dream intentions. You can use one for like not having nightmares. I have one that's just like for restful sleep, manifesting abundance. I put that one out there, and I've been using that one myself. And even if you like don't like to listen, because it's guided meditation to kind of walk you through it, and they're visual and audio. So like if you're a visual, I've created like visual stories for you to watch and still kind of be in the moment. Or you could just close your eyes and just listen to it and have your own imagery. You know, it's whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and if you're somebody who can record a meditation for yourself, things you want to tell yourself, it's going to be your own voice. So that inner voice. So instead of it being negative, your inner voice is now going to be saying positive things to you, whatever you want it to say, you know, like, I will have abundance, or I will have peace, or I'm going to work through this situation, whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you're listening to it in your own calm voice, I really feel like, because I've noticed for myself, because I had to keep listening to them over and over again because I was putting videos together, and it made me very calm. And I started having dreams that lined up with the abundance ones. So it was really interesting. So it works.
You put so much, there's so much love and so much just attention to detail that you put into your meditation. I love them. I went onto your YouTube page and I'm like, you have a few of them. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. I have some now that I can work with. I love it. And I just dropped Dream Interpretations with Deedee. I dropped in your YouTube page so that people can find your meditation.
Yeah, that's where they're at. Yeah.
So absolutely check them out. She is phenomenal. I love them. Everyone that I've tried so far, like they're so calming, and the visuals are. We were talking about this before. I love the visuals because they tell us, like, you work so well. Like you put them together so well that they tell a story while you're listening to the words that go along with the meditation. It's so nice. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have. Like I said, I really enjoy the whole process. So even if I work on it for 3 or 4 days, it's all done with like positivity and love, and I'm enjoying it. And, even like, and maybe I'm grounded when I'm doing it, because maybe I struggle a little bit and I figure it out, so.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, you have a question here.
Yeah. If you could remember anything about the dream, then write it out. And then you need to kind of like within your mind, try to visualize something that you remember from the dream and put yourself like in a meditative state back into the dream while you're awake, and focus on it. And if you do that often, you'll start to remember little things that maybe you didn't notice, just in your mind about what you remember, and then start writing those down. The more you build on that dream memory, the more you're going to remember. And the more you sit there and think about the images you saw, or draw them out, or however you can do it, you'll begin to remember more about the dream. And you could even set a dream intention to help you with remembering a past dream, and really focus on that dream before you go to sleep, and see if it can kind of pull you back to something about that dream.
Oh, so like work it out basically in your dreams.
Yeah. 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 Because sometimes what I've learned is that even if you don't remember your dream, there's a lot of times where your mind is still working it out for you. And when you wake up, you have a sense of knowing about things that you wanted to work on without even remembering your dream.
Oh,
so like that was kind of mind blowing to me. I was like, yeah, you don't actually, it's good to remember the dreams because you're consciously working on it. But if you don't, but you're still setting those intentions, you might find that things are coming together anyways.
Oh, I like that. I like that you're still working it out. Even if you're awake, you're still working it out.
Yeah, your mind, while you were asleep, it was working it out, and it's coming into your mind, like breathing and stuff. It's just happening without you having to push it out. It's already there.
I like that. That's awesome. So we have, should I run through just a few quick tips and tricks? I don't know if you have any too, and then we
Sure.
can dive into the meditation.
Sure.
Okay. So I found some like really quick, easy ways, right, for people to be able to like start grounding themselves when they feel that they have been ungrounded. A big one, and I think we kind of talked about this throughout, is going for a walk and barefoot. If you can go barefoot, the better, because the connection with earth and pulling the energy from earth itself to help you rebalance.
Yeah.
Big one for myself, and I think Deedee, I think this is one for you too, going to the beach.
The ocean. Yeah.
Walking on the sand, going into the water, connecting, listening to the waves, to the seabirds, like just that whole being. It's because it brings you into the present moment too, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's
a
huge deal. A lot of these, I won't go through, I have a big list, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but like a lot of them are like being outside, feeling like being out in the sun, and then like feeling the sun on your skin, like just bringing yourself to that present moment. Another thing, foods. So in this, there's like a whole other topic that goes off of this with like people that are ungrounded. And I feel like sometimes like when people stress eat and stuff, I feel like there's something to that, but to keep it basic with the foods, because if you can focus on the fact that you're chewing, like it's a physical thing that you have to do. So if you're focusing on the physical act of eating, the chewing, how things taste, a lot of the foods that help ground fast are like your root vegetables, because it comes from the earth. Meats and bone broth, because it's a physical, it's an animal. Dark chocolate, which I always have chocolate, always have around that. It's a huge thing for me, especially when I started doing Reiki. A big thing I would do is I would offer someone a bottle of water and a piece of dark chocolate afterwards, because it like helps ground, you know.
Oh wow.
And like baked goods, baking things, like getting involved with like focusing on the physical act of making something. Grounding scents. So anything that's very earthy and balancing in tone. So like your frankincense, your Palo Santo, your sage, your pine for me is a big one. Like when I'm really off balance, pine brings me right to where I need to be, and sandalwood. Yeah.
That's interesting. So I wonder if you're drawn to those already, if that means that you need to be grounded, and that's like a calling, because you crave certain foods because you're lacking vitamins. Maybe if you're craving the certain scents, it's because you're lacking the grounding.
I feel like that totally makes sense, because I know that's one thing. Like I have pine candles, like I have them stored away in different places. So like there are times when, like I just would love to smell that smell, and like so like it brings you right to like this really nice, calm, centered, balanced space. And one last thing real quick, water. So for me, one of the big things when I started energy work, I would, and it's one thing that even Sarah had mentioned too, and she does it a little different than I did, but like running water over your hands to help like disconnect you. But it's also like grounding, because like you're feeling the water on you, and it's like bringing you back to the present moment basically. So anything like with running water or drinking water, that'll help rebalance you also. So.
I love that.
What is this?
Texture. Yeah, that makes sense. You go outside and you could feel the tree or feel the water, the sand. Yeah.
Like with like eating stuff, like, just like feeling the texture on your, absolutely. Oh man. Oh, that's such a bummer. I love that like the smells and stuff are such a big thing for me. I would be so devastated.
Yeah.
Oh,
I never thought about it either, that has that impact on us, for grounding and stuff.
I feel like any one of our senses, like our senses bring us back to a present moment. Like any of them really can bring you right back.
It's part of memory recall. Yeah.
So we have an amazing meditation that Deedee, that you put together. Do you want to explain it before we send everyone off on an amazing meditation?
Yeah. So I created this for the episode. It's a grounding meditation, and I did it as you obviously can listen to it. It's guided, so you can close your eyes and listen to it and work with it. But I also made it a visual. So if you want to have your eyes open and just kind of go with the journey that I created, it'll still resonate with you that way too. And then with all the the meditations, wherever you find a meditation that works for you. I do recommend listening to something, even if it's just for a couple of minutes a night, just to calm you down, something that really makes you feel calm. And I do have some on my channel.
I love this. So we're going to be sending everybody off on this meditation, right? So
yeah,
everyone,
so I can pull it up and
before we play, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming on and for doing the quiz with us and being involved. And
yeah,
thank you for the interest in grounding. Absolutely. So hope you guys enjoy this meditation.
Yeah. Good night.
Welcome to my 3-minute grounding meditation for restful sleep. Find a comfortable position, either lying down or sitting with your back straight. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Then slowly exhale. Allow yourself to settle into the present moment. Begin by bringing your awareness to your feet. Feel the connection between your feet and the surface they are resting on. Imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet, reaching down into the earth, grounding you. Slowly move your attention up through your legs, noticing any sensations. Allow any tension to melt away as you move your awareness through your calves, knees. Shift your focus to your breath. Notice the natural rhythm of your breathing. Feel the rise and fall of your abdomen with each inhale and exhale. Allow your breath to become slower and deeper, filling your body with calmness and releasing any tension. Breathe in the calm. Exhale the tension. Now bring your attention to your lower back and abdomen. Feel the support of the surface beneath you, holding you gently. Move your awareness up through your chest and shoulders, letting go of any stress. Continue to your neck and throat, releasing the muscles as you breathe out. Notice your jaw, unclenching it if it is tight. Let your facial muscles soften, especially around your eyes and forehead. Imagine yourself in a serene place in nature, a forest. Visualize the details of this place. Green leaves, blue sky, tall trees. The gentle sunlight on your face. This light surrounds you. It's a golden light. Hear the birds. Feel the gentle breeze. Smells of pine and fresh air. Feel the peace and tranquility of this environment enveloping you. Silently repeat this affirmation. I am grounded. I am safe. I am at peace. Take a final deep breath in, then slowly exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes gently. When you feel ready, slowly open your eyes. Carry this sense of grounding and relaxation with you as you transition into sleep.